I'm switching to Canon. Switching to Sony. I'm switching to Blackmagic. Red. I'm switching to a Google Pixel. Switching to Final Cut. And I was wrong, and now I'm switching back to the iPhone. Well, I don't know about you, but all that switching makes me feel a little dizzy sometimes. Hello and welcome here on Random Rotation. I hope you're all doing well. No screen recording today or anything like that. Just me sitting here talking. Usually not my best click videos. I have to admit that, but I don't mind. So let's talk about all that switching. Switching systems became almost a sport at some point, it seems. I mean, I get it. Those are titles people click on. And that's a huge part of this whole YouTube, social media in general game. No views, no money. Totally understandable. And I'm sure I've said similar things here and there in the past just to get people's attention. While in reality, I sometimes feel just so overwhelmed by all these new things that I theoretically know I don't need. But I want them so badly. Because everyone else around me seems to be switching to this new thing, and the more content I consume, the more I want these cameras, computers, lights, drones, blah blah blah. And I'm not stupid. I know how the advertising industry works. This is so damn toxic. And that's the problem. But let's face it, nobody, absolutely nobody, needs to switch camera systems every other year. We reached a point where all of the devices out there are really top notch. It does not matter too much which brand you're shooting with. Sony, Panasonic, Fuji, you name it. Even if your camera is, let's say, 3 or 4 years old, I'm pretty sure you can do some very nice things with it. It might not have 4K 120 or whatever, but is that really worth the upgrade? And the same applies to smartphones. Is it really necessary to buy a new phone every year? And guess what? GPUs that are 2 years old can still do a dang good job. But I know. The grass is always greener on the other side, right? Listen, I'm guilty myself. I bought a bunch of stuff that I don't really need. And I'll most probably do it again. But I am firmly convinced that it is important, very important, to keep in mind what we actually need and what perhaps does not necessarily have to be for the environment and our bank accounts. Good enough reason. Companies are constantly throwing new devices onto the market. That's just the way it is. But we're the ones to decide if we just buy or use what we already have and concentrate on our craft. Does that mean I'll never buy new equipment again? No, of course not. I am well aware that it sometimes can be very inspiring to work with new tools. Just think about a guitarist who gets to play around with a new delay pedal. The only thing I'm saying is, I just find it way healthier to be a little more conscious with such purchases. Because at the end of the day, buying new gear can quickly get super expensive and won't always solve our problems. Let's just say you want to get a new camera, for instance. That's not only the camera body. You'll also need to invest in batteries, SD cards, lenses, and the list goes on. I mean, go ahead, do it if you're super rich and can afford that over and over and over and over again. But don't break your bank account only because you saw somebody on YouTube using that new thing. That most likely is their job. All of that to say, gear is fun. Gear can make our lives easier sometimes, no doubt. But we need to constantly remind ourselves that it's not what defines us as creatives. Whoa. Mic drop. Hey, I don't know who needed to hear this, but now it's out there. If you've watched this far, I do appreciate it. And that's it for this week. I really hope you liked it, and if so, thank you very, very much. See you in my next video, and until then, stay safe and motivated. Bye for now.